The original Run and Gun series is back. That's right, we're getting a brand new entry into the Contra franchise with Operation Galuga. Now, while this is said to be a reimagining of the original NES or arcade version of the game, it seems they're also incorporating elements from future games into this one, as there's going to be new levels, set pieces, and weapons. Basically, it's Contra 1 if it took elements from the future games such as Hardcrops or Alien Wars. Just take a look at this. Run, jump, and shoot your way through 8 action-packed stages. Infiltrate the jungle, ascend the waterfall, speed through an enemy base on a hover cycle, and more. So yes, who could forget that classic opening to the NES version of the game and that very first stage, the jungle stage? And who could forget having to climb up that waterfall? After all, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, that waterfall stage was actually pretty challenging. However, hover cycles was not in the first game, and if I remember correctly, they didn't even make an appearance until the 16-bit era. And it's not just the hover cycles, but even changes to the environment and background are happening as well. As you can see throughout the trailer, there are sections where that background sort of spins, and it really reminded me of elements from Contra Hardcrops, as there was several levels that actually really utilized this feature, such as when you had to run down the road and shoot that robot that was chasing you. However, there are still plenty of throwbacks to the original game. Does anyone remember that stage 3 boss on the NES? Well, it appears that they're bringing this guy back. So I do think that this new version of him looks really cool, and if you look even closer, it appears in this screenshot that the characters are trying to shoot the alien in the mouth, which was the weak spot for this guy in the original game. However, if you look closer, there's something else in this screenshot that really stood out to me, and that is the weapons Player 2 has. After all, he is shooting missiles, and there is an H by his name. Basically, the homing missile weapon is back. If I remember correctly, this weapon did not make an appearance until Operation C. So yes, we're even getting more fun weapons to play with. Hopefully, they even add more guns. One I would love to see is the Crush gun come back. I loved using that weapon as sort of a boss killer in Alien Wars. Seeing their health bar just melt was incredible. Let me know what weapon you guys will love to see in this remake down in the comments. Now, they're also doing something really cool sounding to the weapon system as well, as they're adding in an overload mechanic. Unleash weapon specific powers, including a barrier, a missile barrage, and a flame shield, and others. Honestly, I think this could really change up the gameplay and actually add a little bit more depth to it. I'm really interested to see how these powers work in a Contra game, because honestly, this is actually completely new to me. I only really played the games up to the 16-bit era, so I don't know if this was in the later games or not. I'm sure people will let me know. So it's not just the weapons that are getting special abilities, it seems the characters are as well. Choose from multiple characters with distinct abilities, from legendary soldiers like Bill Riser and Lance Bean to newcomers like Guerrilla Fighter Ariana, plus even some more surprises. So the characters are actually going to be playing different from one another, and I think this will add a ton of replay value. And I do want to point out, I'm pretty excited to see what the community comes up with and see what combinations and playstyles people use when choosing their characters. After all, Contra is highly known for its co-op appeal, so I really hope that they introduce some sort of great synergy system between these abilities so 2 players could kind of go in and have a battle plan. And I'm interested to see who those surprise characters are. Contra has so many interesting people in it that I would love to see come back, especially from Hardcrops on the Sega Genesis. Imagine if Brad Fang makes an appearance. I always thought Fang was so cool. This guy was basically Altered Beast in shades and had a minigun as an arm. So it'd be really sick to see him in Operation Galuga. Besides, the game is not just offering 2-player co-op. You're actually going to be able to play the game in 4-player mode with arcade mode. So I do think it actually does need a decent sized roster of heroes to choose from. Contra Operation Galuga will be coming to all platforms early next year. And at the time of recording this video, a price has not been announced. However, I expect this to fall into the $20 to $25 range. And for those curious, I have read there is going to be a physical edition, but only for the console version. And the physical edition is being handled by limited run games. So if you want to go down that route, I would be expecting to pay more for it. Now, normally I'm very hesitant about upcoming games from companies like Konami. After all, the last Contra game, Rogue Corps, was a disaster. However, since they've shown off some gameplay and the title is being developed by Wayforward, I think it's safe to say that this one is gonna be good. In fact, I hope it's not only good, I hope it's great and it actually sells well and shows Konami that these are the type of games fans have been waiting for. I think it would be really exciting if we got a new 2D Castlevania in this style as well. But I would love to hear what you all think. Are you guys excited for this upcoming reimagining of Contra? What is your favorite Contra game? And let me know what other NES or Super Nintendo type of games you guys would like to see brought back to life in the comments down below. As for me, I got a ton of work to do, so I'm gonna get back to the grind and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.